All right, are we live or not? Or is this one of the fake YouTube starts? It always does that to me. About 90% of these don't start for 27 to 30 seconds and then it resets the timer. I'll know here shortly. All right. All right, I think, are we live? Is it live now? There we go, and we are live. Hey everybody, it's Jason Blaha here. Thought I would sit down, do a video for you guys and gals, and let me give you guys a forearm shot. Also, if you guys would follow me on the Facebook page. Yeah, the stream yesterday got interrupted. I'm sure people will ask. It literally had to do with I needed to make a really important phone call. It was something that came up that takes, just a much higher priority than my streams do. I mean, I do the streams most days, but they are not the most important thing in my life. I do enjoy them. They're good for business, but there are other more important things. So something really important came up. I had a really important phone call I had to make. So we got cut off midway through yesterday, but let's get over and get into this. And there's 11 of you watching already. Let's get some likes going. All right, so the topic today, the footage today, that's the best I've probably ever looked on camera, right? I think we can all agree, everyone who watched the vlog, that's the best I've ever looked. Notice I even walked away from the camera with just my shorts on with no belt a couple times so that you guys could see the lower back. Everything's tightening up. We are getting leaner. We're getting leaner. I feel like all the extra fasted cardio may be what kind of pushed it to that next tier, right? Tonito, thank you for joining and becoming an Orc Warrior. Appreciate it, brother. Appreciate it. So, yeah, I mean, I'm really happy with the way everything's going with the cutting, with the aesthetics. Yes, there is more to improve. Now, and again, like I said before, on a personal level, I'm fine with how I look. Like, I don't even have to look as good as I do to be personally content. But from a professional perspective, because of the industry, outreach marketing, I do need to continue to look better. Aaron Connor says, Jason, what's up, bro? You said you have a Greek body, but I thought Greek statues have a small package. Do you know the history behind that? There is actually an artistic and historical reason why. I'm not going to, you know what? Let's give a history lesson. That's funny. That's funny. We might as well discuss it. Look, we discuss art. We discuss classic art here, right? We discuss history a little bit. Do you know why they gave all the Greek statues less endowment? There's actually a backstory. Okay. And it's not because Greek men are not well endowed or anything. It has nothing to do with that. It's that during the time period where that art was made, it was considered a sign of being civilized, and they considered, well, John, we discuss Greek stuff, like sometimes we discuss aesthetics, right? We discuss classic aesthetics and some of that art and how it carries over to, say, the bodybuilding world, the physique world, or the way people perceive the human body, right? Our perceptions of it, we discuss sometimes genetics, hormones, evolutionary biology with all that, right? Right? Omi, slots come and go. Like, I have people who rotate in and out. So that's not how it works. Like, a lot of times I will literally gain 3 clients in a month and lose 3 clients in the same month because people rotate out. I mean, I'm not cheap. Not everyone can afford me indefinitely. I mean, I charge $300 a month. So Nico, well, as you just asked, $300 a month. But back over to Aaron's point. Bert, it's none of your business exactly how many. You don't get to know all the fine details of my business model. Now, if you pay me a significant sum of money, I'll answer questions. But I mean, we're talking consultation level money, like $100 to answer questions about my business. Minimum. Sorry, that's just how it is. Because my business model is not something I want people who don't like me to know. Okay, so, but back to Aaron's point, that literally had to do with what they perceived as sophisticated, civilized versus bestial. And it was purely due to that art of that era. Yeah, Bert, you were clearly interested, but that's okay. I wouldn't worry about it. So let's get over to some real questions. Jeff says, I live in a house with air conditioning. I'm not natural, and neither are you. Excuse me. I'm in a live right now. Oh my God. What a weirdo. Bam! Get rid of him. But Tonito, we charge $300 a month for coaching. No, it's been pretty stable. I mean, I would say, honestly, for this year, I haven't really seen a big up or down. It's stayed really stable. It feels like every time I gain clients, I lose some. It has been really stable at like a certain number pretty much this whole year. It's just been fairly stable. All right. How's it literally? Because that's what I feel like taking on at any given time. John, it's based on how many I'm comfortable taking on. Does that make sense? Like, I feel like I could handle 3 new clients for sure this month, so I just have 3 open. It actually isn't based on how many I have. It's based on what my workload feels like. Nephilium says, Coach, is it okay that I struggle with only 2 reps on pull-ups? Yeah. Right? Exquisite, I'm not a life coach, though. I'm a lifting coach and a fitness coach and a strength coach. Abdul, because if you have air conditioning, it's not natural. It's me making a joke about the whole natural word being a marketing term and not really meaning anything. Aaron Kohner says, Jason, you look leaner. Your beard looks so much different than when you last watched your vids 5 to 10 years ago. Still crushing the gym. No, I'm in my late 40s. Yeah, dude, look at the vlogs today, man. Look at the vlogs from this week. You'll see exactly what I'm doing. You'll see me shirtless. You'll see the abs. It's all there. Hey, Coach, what supplemental list would you recommend on max lower day for someone with basic equipment? You're talking about for conjugate? I don't know. It would depend entirely on what equipment you have. Are you still planning on shifting to a 3-day split at some point? Yeah, I mean, I probably in the next 3 years or so, I expect I'll do that. All right. I'm waiting on the Teletubbies to roll in here. We got Squill Team 6. Now that I know the identities of all my main stalkers, I know who they are. Oh, they're all fat as fuck. Oh my God. Sorry. I shouldn't have let that out. Dude, they're a bunch of fat asses. All right. But back over Redmond. Hey, Coach, what supplemental list would you recommend on max lower day for someone with basic equipment? Look at Tinky Winky and Lala and Dipsy. Okay. But, maybe in a few years. Jason, would one small glass of wine take you out of control? You shouldn't drink alcohol at all. Alcohol is terrible for you. Let's see. This is going to be some sort of troll thing. I'm going to let him go for now until I figure out what he's trying to say. Bill Smith, do you prefer conjugate or 5-day? I like 5-day splits. They're fun. Right? Greener says, my legs are weaker than my upper body due to back injury. How do I catch up leg strength back up? 3. No, man, just train your legs. Literally just train your legs. Okay. Dean, I have, dude, man, the dude who showed up, the dude who took that picture they were putting in here, the dude's ass was like this wide. It was disgusting. Like, I actually felt bad for him. And the fact that he puts himself up on camera, man. Whew, and people think I'm cringe. Let's see. Get rid of these. Omi says, have you considered making an ad for your coaching services on YouTube? No, I don't need to. Nephilium says, I seem to do really good with sumo deads and squats, both high and low bar. Well, yeah. Pretty common. I mean, you're a woman, so honestly, pull-ups are harder for women. They're not impossible, but they're harder. Okay. Good. Let me get a screenshot of that. I need that. Go to channel. Let's get evidence that is deep purple would always be useful. All right, let me get this. Sorry, guys, I'm having to collect some good stuff here. And let me get his profile, and then I'll get rid of this guy real quick. Sorry about the delay, guys. This is kind of important. This is going to come in so handy. I appreciate you visiting Tinky Winky into the stream today to present evidence to me. All right, let's go ahead and get rid of Tinky Winky now that we got screenshots of everything. Bye-bye. All right, I'm going to go ahead and get rid of the rest of them. That's pretty much everything I need. All right, so any of them, I'm not going to bother to slow the stream down for that. Exquisite, why do you think you get to know if I have CCTV? Why do you think that you're entitled to that information? All right, Dan. Oh, there we go. Okay, let's get over to some training stuff. Dan, what do you think of the style of programming and practical programming for strength training? Seems much easier recovery than high intensity and weight with less volume. Okay. Not really. I'm not a big fan of it. No, I don't actually use Clank. I've told you guys I fidget on purpose. Again, it's great. Because everyone needs me to take a fat burner, right? They can't ever say, man, Blaha just gets up and does all the cardio he does on camera and eats the meals that he actually puts the pictures of. No, it has to be Clank. Why are you not a fan of it? Would you like to? I just don't think the programming is that great. And I mean, I've read Practical Programming. God, I used to have a hard copy of it. Do you have client? I think everyone should fidget when you're trying to cut. You should be as active as possible. You know, and I'm sitting here not moving on camera. This is sedentary time. So moving and being active helps burn calories. Otherwise, again, it's not useful to my goals. Dan, because it's a bunch of suboptimal sets, dude. It's again, just heavy lifting, though, that's not necessarily always challenging set, lighter days of fives. I mean, just for the sake of chasing frequency and chasing the movement pattern. Again, it's overly complicated for no real benefit. Her deadlift form is fine, Aaron. It's not a problem at all. And we literally have studies on back injury rates and strength and elite deadlifters and backgrounding. This has actually been studied in the lab. Like the best experts don't think it's actually a concern, right? Do you cut down training volume during a cut? I mean, not really. My volume is moderate right now. I mean, you can see my current logs. Every set I do is on camera and written out, right? It's all there. Enoch, I don't even know how to say your name with those symbols. Jason, can we throw in direct arm work at 531 or only compounds like chins and close grip bench? There is literally arm work listed in 531 supplements. Like, read the book. Read the book. It's actually in the 531 book. Yeah, Aaron already answered your question. Dan says, it still seems to get people way stronger than hypertrophy style training. Anytime I move to small amounts of heavy work plus hypertrophy, I get noticeably weaker. I don't. Carnivore Freak Jason, I've been watching your channel for a long time. Do you think you look too lean? No, dude, I'm going to get leaner. Exclusive. What would 2014 Blaha say about 2014 bodybuilding Blaha? He would probably shake his head and go, "What did you do to me?" All right. Bert says, Coach, are you concerned with cellulose? Yes, you should be eating fiber in your diet. Yes, you should be concerned with it. You need to be eating plenty of fiber. It's great. Limitless says, Coach, on squats with the Smith machine, TM incline get better. What? I'm not a fan of Smith machine squats, to be honest. I mean, maybe for a supplemental lift, if you want to do them, they could have a role. I've never used them as a main lift. You know, Morgan Powell says, do you think stance width matters when doing RDLs? Would it target anything different? RDLs, I mean, I would generally say you want a close stance. Think about because what you're doing with the hamstrings on it. Dan says, do you think it's maybe the special supplements that make you not get as weak? I bet you follow practical programming. Special supplements, man. Why do you think there's special supplements? Right? Why do you think there's special supplements? Come on, man. Natural veins. I don't know why people obsess over the Section 8. I don't even know anybody who's ever had Section 8 housing. You guys are so weird. On speed days, do you do the same lift as max day? No, it has nothing to do with what you do. They're completely separate in conjugate. Okay? They're completely separate. Like what you do on the speed day is not related to what lift you picked at random or your coach picked at random out of a hat for your max effort day, other than on the specific days he wants a specific lift for you to test. Okay. I've literally said, kind of like Dave Tate, that you can take a random number generator or put lifts in a hat and pull them out on conjugate for max effort day. Oh, it wants me to do close grip bench with chains today. Okay. You get the same results. Yes, Dwight, I am an immediate fear of my life of you. No, I will not come meet you in some place. Yes, your presence makes me terrified for my life immediately. That is a legal statement. Bye. All right. Terrified. Like shaking. I'm shaking right now. I am scared for my life. All right, Morgan Pound. Did you see Michael Hooper got a 505 deadlift to his knee without a real prep? He said if it makes his train more specific, I think he might get it. I mean, he's close, dude. He's close. I mean, what do we give him? 6 months? I'm going to bet, okay, and I could be wrong. I'm going to bet that he pulls that 505 within 6 months unless he gets injured. As long as he doesn't get injured, I think he's going to do it. All right. Yeah, T.O. Miguel, who cares? Blah, blah, blah. Times change. Get over it. Man can be aesthetic, but man can look good naked for his woman, dude. Nothing wrong with it. There's nothing gay about it, unless the balls touch. Redmond, can you explain how to program the dynamic effort days? Thanks. I've given full detailed videos on programming in my conjugate playlist. Like I've got detailed stuff already there. I'm not going to be able to break that down in a live. I've got percentage recommendations, bar speed, bands change. It's all there. All right. Coach, how do you, people deleting messages is making me lose track of the feed. All right. Personally, I feel conjugates for people who are so strong they need minimal heavy work to get stronger for anyone. Not super advanced trains, slow as hell, blah, 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 531. I don't know that 531 really gets you that strong, to be fair, unless you're genetically gifted. Have you ever heard of someone herniating a disc in their neck from heavy squats or deads? I mean, maybe if the bar rolls up your neck wrong. Does Jason not answer questions about training programming? No, I answer questions. But I mean, if we're asking specifics about how do you program speed work, get rid of this. All right. All right. Because Jamie and I had a falling out. It's very obvious we had a mild falling out. And I don't want to go into it. I don't want to badmouth the guy. I have no reason to badmouth the guy. And I just want to leave it at that. I don't think he's a bad person or anything. I just think that we have some disagreement on some viewpoints. And I'm just going to leave it at that. Doesn't make someone a bad person. Coach, your opinion on fasting while doing heavy deadlifts. I do it. Okay. Yes, Tio, because changing your position on professional positions as evidence and your thoughts evolve over the span of 10 or more years is extremely rare, right? Jesus Christ. Oh my God. Again, stop projecting. Go talk to a therapist if you feel like you have BPD, right? Talk to a therapist and quit projecting it onto YouTubers. All right. Do you think Zercher squats? Do you like them? I'm not a fan of Zercher squats, to be honest. Again, other than specific situations like for sport specificity, like wrestlers, but I don't think they're a great leg exercise. Right? Well, because we don't do any collab work together. And it was entirely politics. And I'm not even that political of a person. We had a different political viewpoint, and he didn't like it, and it's that simple, right? It was that simple. Bill Smith, Coach, when I was way into lifting, I once deadlifted 600 pounds. I sometimes find myself telling people that I can do 600 pounds, even though it's been years. Is this wrong of me? No, but maybe you should work on getting it back. But you also need to ask yourself, could you realistically get back to the 600? And if you could, then I don't think it's that big of a deal, right? Do I eat about half a tub of yogurt today? How do you, Limitless says, do you have any advice on how to combat neck pain when squatting from the bar? I was doing it on the Smith machine. Quit putting the bar on your neck. It's not where the bar goes. Okay? Why would you be putting the bar on your neck? Get it further down. Okay. Oh, Trevor, so you have his real name. So you're telling me you know his actual real identity? Why don't you let everybody know that? Since you know for a fact he was born in another country, you must know his real identity. Because he guards that pretty seriously. All right, Jason, why do so many orthopedic surgeons, doctors, general advise against weighted squats and claim? Really? But I know lots of doctors who squat heavy who love it. All right. Provided you don't hurt your knees, your Nordic curl is a good temporary replacement for GHD. What am I a fraud about? Are my video footage of me a fraud? What I look like? Are my calibrated plates a fraud? Are my, what a weird thing. Are my records, certified records, a fraud? Come on. Let's get rid of these people. Limitless, I don't know. I don't know what's going on with your thing. Bert says, have you ever been contest ripped before? No. No, I didn't, Bill. I didn't do it for years. I don't know why you guys think I did it for more than a couple months. That was it. And it was weird, and I didn't want to do it anymore. Plus, I don't even eat breakfast in the morning. I fast in the mornings. So, no, I didn't do it for years, and it's not going to be a return of it. It was one of those where I felt pressured by fans because they wanted me to eat on camera, and I did. And I'm like, this is really weird and dumb. Limitless, usually sometime between 10 and noon, depending upon the day and what I trained and what's going on. Yes, Bert, I broke Texas state records in multiple master's weight classes in the same year, a couple of years back. Thoughts on floor press supersetting with incline dumbbell rows? And I did them in the USPA, so you know this is a legit federation. Thoughts on floor press supersetted with incline dumbbell rows? I think that's actually reasonable. Yeah. If you're going to superset chest and back, I think that's a perfectly reasonable superset. That's great. I ask how much you eat daily. I eat about 3,500 calories. South Paul says thoughts on calories. Calories are a unit of energy. Bert, we already have covered all this. You guys have seen me put up the things on social media. You've seen footage. You've seen the certificates. I don't need to cover all of it. Other people have come along and broke my records already. They're no longer current. Welcome to sports. Do you think you'll get as lean as 185? Dude, 185 would be a little light. I'm walking around 208 right now, and you see how I look in my footage this morning. Prinny says, is fasted training good for muscle growth? No, it's good for fat loss. It's good for body composition. It doesn't speed up your muscle growth in any way to train fasted. We could make the argument that it may even hinder it slightly hypothetically. Okay. Is that a fair statement? It absolutely makes calorie control and fat loss easier, though. Abdul, I just answered it. It may actually be suboptimal. No, I do not have a TikTok, and I don't want a TikTok. Yes, Sandra, I'm sure people hate me for that, or they hate me because they're weird. I mean, to literally hate a person who does nothing but talk about fitness and lift is their only topic of conversation is kind of weird. Who literally gives you nothing but free information. Get the fuck out of here. All right. Coach, if you used to say fast, yeah, I already covered that. No, I have no interest in TikTok. I don't watch TikTok. I don't have a TikTok. What do you think of waist trainers? I see they're popular in men's. I think they're useless. Well, Limitless, you need to gain some muscle and get your energy turnover up there. Okay, does it affect? No, dude. I'm pretty dang strong fasted. I mean, you watched me this morning doing sets of 10 on weighted chin-ups with a 45-pound plate. You've seen me rep out 315 on the bench. This week, completely fasted. Are you still of the opinion that someone can gain muscle in as little as 6 sets per week? Coach, does body weight loss affect overall strength? It can, yes. I'm asking, no literature. Observation. Yeah, if they're claiming to be me on TikTok, they're an impersonator. Thoughts on training in t-shirts? I guess if you want to wear a t-shirt, I prefer training shirtless. Coach, I noticed you hit 114,000. Yep, and it's going up. Is there a correlation between gains and hypertrophy? Yes, they're the same thing. Gains is a slang term for hypertrophy. Are you sure you hold Texas records? I'm sure someone has broken all of them. Mohammed, in fact, I broke my own record, some of them twice in the same year, and someone else has come along and broke every last one of my records since then. We need more subs in the streams. They don't know what they're missing. I'm telling you, man, we need some more likes in this stream. How many of you are asking questions and not clicking like? Right? Where's them likes at? Also, why aren't you guys following the Facebook? Hold on, I got I lost my tab. There it is. That's right. You guys, there we go. The other likes are rolling in. What were you expecting detractors to say about your leanness? I don't know, to say so. Well, now that I know all my real haters are really, really, really fat, it makes sense. And I'm talking disgustingly fat. Like the whole crew. The whole crew look like Teletubbies. Morgan Power, Coach, I heard the chat the other day, the type of clients you have job-wise. I mean, I've got a very wide variety. I only have one Australian currently. I've had the most I've had, I had 3 at one time concurrently. But that wasn't for long. What do you recommend for sleep hygiene? That's a complicated topic. Cool, dark room. Don't have lights on. Be careful of your electronic devices. Consider melatonin. Consider a little pre-bed carbs if you need to, right? All right. Yes, the link is safe. That is literally a Facebook page. That is my main Facebook page with over 200,000 followers. So yes. Did you see Calvin Russell do surgery for blue eyes? No, I didn't. That's on HVAC for fitness progress. I don't understand your question. Prinny says, haven't you lost 100 pounds of fat in the past? Yes. Yes, I have. Can I get stronger working in HVAC than what are you asking me? They're going to attack. That's what I need. Thank you for the information. I'm about to sneeze here, though. Appreciate that. All right. So now that we got that, where are you at? So I can go ahead and block you. Cool. All right. Apart from strength and hypertrophy work, what would you do to assist BJJ performance, plyos, conditioning? Lots of skill work. Southpaw, why would Facebook do that? Hey, Bert, why do you keep asking that same question about how many arrests? Pretty, who said a 10-pound cut? Where'd you get the number 10? Nick says, bless you, that was a dad sneeze if there ever was one. I think you might break YouTube's block list. Am I going to cut? Yeah, I might cut another 10. We might do another. This year I'm down, about 21 or so. 10 pounds is about 5 kg. So no plyos conditioning. Dan, because are we talking in the weight room? Yes, obviously you want conditioning work and stuff for BJJ. Do you work in kilograms or strictly pounds when coaching? I do both. I have a lot of clients who don't know pounds at all. They don't know freedom units. All right. Do you get DOMs a lot? No, I get a little bit, some muscles. Prinny, I was last summer, a year ago, I was like 228. Right? I'm up a couple pounds this last week, but I was down to like 205 not long ago. So, what's 228 minus 205? I believe that's 23 pounds over the course of a year. Yeah, it's not 10 pounds. If someone wanted to get arms on their veins like yours, you need to do probably direct forearm work will help. Arm work will help. Cardio will help. Lots of carbohydrates will help. Getting lean will help. Is bro split good? I do a bro split these days, Greener. I do a 5-day body part split with heavy squat, bench, and deadlift thrown in the appropriate days. I got to blow my nose here. What weight class would a 5'9.5" guy want to be in for BJJ? I know you don't know the classes, but on average, what sort of would be a lean weight? Because you want to be pretty lean in that sport, I'm thinking closer to the 181, maybe the 198, but the 181, depending upon how big you want to get. You might be able to do the 198. Southpaw says, can I make gains at 5'9.5" height? Why couldn't you? Lucy says, what's the best glute workout for a guy if you want a bubble butt? Squats and deadlifts, reverse hypers, leg presses, any deep squatting movements, and any sort of heavy hip hinge. That will help with glutes. Right? Pretty straightforward. Doesn't matter if you're a guy or a girl, dude. Everybody should train their glutes. Right? We all need glutes. Prenny says, no, dude, I was up at 240 something at one point. Come on now. Prenny, you got to, I mean, I know that it gets hard to keep up with where my weight is at different points, and that's okay. So if you're asking, then no, I was, when I hit for example, when I did that 315 bench press for 8 reps, do you remember that? I have in my notes, my personal notes, that I weighed 228 pounds that morning. Okay. So if you've seen me as low as 205 in the last month, and you look at that and go, well, that was just over a year ago, do the math. It's not difficult, and it's okay. And I get it. It's hard to keep up with what I weigh because you're not always seeing it and keeping track real time. And because I don't always tell you guys in the past. Bill Smith, for me, Jason's transformation is amazing. He went from nearly morbidly obese in 2017 to where he is now. That's hard to do. Dudes have been getting Brazilian butt lifts in Cali. I mean, to each their own, dude. I'm not going to judge, man. I'm not going to judge. Ever thought about those channels that end up dying that had relevance at some point, like the channel that made fun? I mean, but they were not that big, right? They didn't ever have big followings. You can only build so big of a following making fun of a person, Is being 10 to 12% body fat felt happier in life? Obviously, I can cut, but the problem is I'm only 170, 5'10", and I'm intermediate on the big 3. I would be smaller if I cut. Yeah, but Dean, you can lean bulk from there, okay? You can drop down that lean if you want and then gain from that if you want. All right. Dan Stilton says, currently don't have money for coaching. Jason, I believe me, I would if I did. Where would you start with my programming after following a novice linear progression, bearing in mind I want strength to weight ratio for BJJ? I don't know for sure. Honestly, the problem was with that question, even when I'm dealing with a client, I really get in and figure out what their lifestyle looks like, what their training schedule looks like, their mindset. I mean, I could put you on a straight hypertrophy program with a strength, or I could put you on power building. I could put you on conjugate. Okay. Either one of those would work. Oh my God. Yeah. Sorry, dude. Anyone who thinks that I'm 5'8" is delusional. Sorry. That is beyond delusional. Just insane. Do you season any of your food? Yeah, I put some sauces on them. I use picante sauce, sometimes mustard, sometimes like a guacamole sauce. I thought Jason was 6 foot. No, I'm actually 5'9", but I'm the same height as all the influencers who claim they're 6 foot in person. It's weird. It's almost like this next generation adds 2 to 3 inches of their height for some reason. I don't get it. What deficit would you suggest 500 is too much? How do you know that you're in a 500 deficit? I know people like to throw that out there, but it's kind of hard to tell. How about you just focus on how much weight you're losing week to week, month to month? Bill, I don't have any advice on that. Be careful of getting old. Be careful of minor overuse things. That's it. Dan says, you should judge dudes getting BBL as weird AF. We have a share of society. I mean, there's a point where I don't care, Dan. I just don't care. I'm not going to get one. You know what I mean? I'm not going to get one, but I don't stand around worrying about what other people do. And I do get your point with some things. Yes, when it starts affecting other people around you, absolutely, I understand. Okay, I totally get that. And I do understand sometimes when people are like, well, this is going too far or something. And that's your purview, right? And I totally get where you're coming from. I'm just saying, I just don't care. I got bigger things to worry about than some dude in California getting a Brazilian butt lift, I don't like about height because eventually you're going to have to perform. I understand the point. No, Abdul, no, it shouldn't bother you at all, dude. Learn to eat. I don't have advice for you, dude. Ziller says my internet height is 6'14", right? Aren't those sauces high in calories? No, they're not that high. So getting lean will increase your outreach. Yeah. I mean, am I not up 1,000 followers in the last few months? Right? Do you not see the new tick up? And it's gone past that. It's continued to go up past that 114. Outreach is growing. I'm getting leaner. So what happens if I keep getting leaner? What happens if I keep continuing to look better and better and better? I think it's pretty straightforward. I mean, how many guys out there got where they are purely upon the aesthetics of their physique with no knowledge? A whole heck of a lot. Tons of them. Is picante sauce, what do you mean my site? My Facebook page? No, I don't sell any products there. You buy picante sauce at this place called the grocery store. Thoughts on FitX Fearless? I don't know what that is. Will overcooking my food to make them softer and easier to chew? Depends entirely on the food, Abdul. I don't know. It's going to depend entirely on what you're eating. Do you consider becoming an affiliate for hot sauce? What? Is this an option? Right? Is there some picante sauce company that wants to wants to sponsor me? I didn't know about this. Southpaw, because I don't sell sauces. All right. What pedals? Ziller became an Orc Warrior. Down the road, that first one is just a tuner. The green one is an Ibanez tube screener. The middle one is actually just a budget reverb pedal. The orange one is a Boss DS1 distortion pedal. That big black one is kind of my favorite pedal. That is my Marshall Drive Master. Pretty. They may not have knowledge there's something to be said for production value. Maybe, I don't know. Dan, does this look like an appropriate ME upper day with limited recovery from BJJ? Bench, 1 rep max flat bench, dumbbell bench, jump stands, 3 times flat pull down, super 10 lying extensions, 3 by 10. Yeah, I think that's reasonable. All right. What time is it? 41 minutes? I'm going to wind it down. Unless I got something really, really big happening. No, I'm good. All right, cool. How many guitars do you have? You can see what I got there. What was the accountability post above? What? I don't know what you're talking about. All right. Is that a new Orc Warrior? All right. Not exactly new. Yeah, Ziller isn't new. He's returning. You got no. He's not new. Ziller, I remember Ziller being on before. I guess he came back. Hey Ziller, what made you come back, bro? Because I'm doing lives. Nordic curls, good deadlifts. I'm not a big fan of Nordic curls. Thoughts on wearing sandals in the snow? I don't know. I've never really worn sandals. Damien says, Coach, what do you think about intermittent fasting? I intermittent fast every day these days. I've been for a while. Oh, the short about accountability 3 lifts. Yes, because for a while I was making sure I always hit those minimum lifts every week, but I'm doing rep work with them. I mean, I'll probably keep doing it, you know. Use that curls. EE degree got my mind scatterbrained. Tino, I don't brag about the size. People keep asking about it. All right. Do you still prefer laying tricep extensions or Peter? Why would you do Peter push-ups? I sometimes get the shakes from pushing to failure on certain exercises. Is this normal? Yeah. Do you see me do it on camera? Why most IFBB pro bodybuilders don't deadlift? Really, most of the best ones have. Coach, how to become and never eat roast vegetables? No, I eat them sometimes. It's just not my main way to always cook stuff. No, I like grilled and roasted meats. Is there a reason people like to listen to musical training? Just for the beat, the being in your zone and everything? All right. Where are we at in this? Pretty, what do you mean? What do you mean it never talk about? I talk about it in my vlogs and I make those little shorts. But the thing is, like those minor accountability numbers I'd set during my cut, I'm back up to doing way past them. So, but I mean, I'll keep putting them up every weekend. I've been doing it on the weekend, right? Mostly, you know. But I mean, like, for example, this week, I took my minimum bench and I did a 4-rep set with it instead of a single. I did a 4-rep set with a deadlift heavier than the minimum single that I set for the accountability. So it's kind of like, I mean, it's there every single week. Is deload weeks necessary? No. Dan says, how many sets per week could you make gains on due to limited recovery? I'd like to see 5 to 6 minimum. Oh, I've never seen you because no, some of my chicken is baked in the oven, right? What is the healthiest vegetable? I don't know what the healthiest vegetable. Can you make a top 15? Wow, top 15? I can't even think of 15 vegetables. All right, is 20 pull-ups at 350 total good weight? Yes. How do you feel about 100 rep sets? I think that's a little unnecessary. Will help more with women lifting weights or working on your fashion. Probably working on your fashion. No, actually, if you saw that recent study, women do care about your body. There was a big meta-analysis done. They care more than they admit. All right, how many sets is too many when you can no longer recover? Any advice for performing a long pause bench or box squat versus a dead stop and go like a 1-second pause? Yeah, you can teach you to stay tight. It can be a valuable tool. Well, sorry, I don't know that much about Russian women, to be honest. Why on seated shoulder press you unrack the weight from the front? Because it's easier to get in position. Dan, if we were to do 2 days of lifting a week, could I do ME upper, DE lower in the same day? And what? I don't know about that. What is a meta-analysis? Go to Google and you'll see a meta-analysis is when a group of scientists take all the relevant studies in an area and try to see where they all agree and disagree and try to look at how the data was gathered on them and to find the patterns. So they might take 75 studies that are pertinent to a topic and try to analyze all 75 of them and see what the compiled data shows and try to filter through the noise. That is what a meta-analysis is. Do you believe timetables hurt accountability? Sometimes they do, sometimes they don't. Do you still like box squats for athletes or prefer a standard squat? Depends on the athlete. I have people do both, to be honest. Why don't we know that lid ain't coming off without the dome going to come off? What? What's the most you've ever made in a month from coaching or all of my businesses? If I told you, you would think I'm lying. So, Bill, you're asking me a question that if I actually told you the truth, you wouldn't believe me. Unfortunately, that's the problem with the question. I promise you that if I say it, everyone's going to accuse me of lying. If I actually tell the truth. So that's a lose-lose situation. It's probably, in a single month, it's probably more than you would think. Doesn't mean I make that consistently, but you said the most in 1 month. Over 10K, yes. The starting strength coach certification is a good credential. It's okay. Since you don't rotate exercises very often, how come you don't get any overuse? Because I don't overtrain. I don't have excessive volume. When lifting winter timetable is bad for accountability, that's not a straightforward question. What do you think about fizzy diet soda? I know that you're British. Oh, we drink them fizzy drinks, mate. To fill the stomach, to suppress appetite. Yes, diet soda works great for suppressing appetite. Or as you Brits call them, fizzy drinks. Do you see yourself having a home gym on par with Brian Shaw's? Man, I don't know about that. Maybe. Guys, a lot of people will say to eat low carbs because it will make you look better. Do you think it's actually true? Sure. How about both or all of your business is also online coaching separately? Bob, if I give you the answer, you're going to call me a liar. I'm just going to be honest. If I actually tell you the truth, you will say I'm full of shit. So again, I'm not even going to answer it. Do you ever program based on reps and reserve or RPE? No, I use reps and reserve. Now, Bob, if we're talking purely coaching, accountability, I have only ever cleared past that number in 3 months, ever in my entire coaching business. It's only happened 3 times. So that's not my normal. Do you still, and yes, I know the exact number of months because it was kind of exceptional. Bill, because the number won't be believable. It was just a particularly amazing month that I'd never expected. How much have you invested? I've not invested anything in CaliCoin. Bounty or Mars bars, I don't need either one. Says very close to British, you're good. Well, I did spend 3 years in your country. Can a high bar astrograph squat be used for reps of 10 on Elmy day after Elmy does? Maybe, yeah. I've programmed it before. For someone who likes supersets, can push-pull legs be modified so that the 2 upper body days are each a push-pull? Oh, this is too complicated. Buying a cable machine for home gym worth it? Maybe. Dan over here. Oh, man, here, a packet of crisps, mate. Oh, that's a lovely biscuit. Bill, no, it's less than 50K. It was less than 50K. What is a single downing? Is it a lifting technique? I don't know what that means. Wouldn't sets of 10 not be as beneficial as a strength training stimulus? No, because you're gaining muscle from it, hypertrophy. Have you ever dealt with inner elbow pain from supine grip exercises? No. Is it true that pec flies will make your triceps shrink if you have big arms? No. You said you were double downing today. The term double down, go look up the term. It's an American slang term. Go look it up. When you say you're going to double down on something, it's not a training term. It is a figure of speech in the United States. Go look it up. What is the best grip for pull-ups? The neutral grip. I like pronated grip for pull-ups. We're going to get rid of Tony Toe. Pay it or not, we're not putting up with that. Coach, I'm on a deficit, but I usually crave pizza, and so is it okay to take every 3 days to fill the feeding? Every 3 days? I don't know about that. Can high bar astrograph squats be used? We've already answered that. Bob says, should people who work manual labor jobs go to the gym before? What did he just delete? Should people who work manual labor jobs go to the gym before work so they have more energy? I have trouble getting to the gym after work sometimes. I don't know. It's going to depend on your personal lifestyle. Do athletes in non-strength sports need to do curls? Yeah, man, you got to have them biceps, man. Curls for the girls. Didn't Chris Jones tell y'all this years ago? Thoughts on Alex Leonidas' new home gym? I haven't seen it. Prinny, you didn't look it up if that's what you think the term double down means. But if that's what you read, then just go with it, dude. It's all good. Bert, because you're doing less pressing, that's why. You're technically getting less tricep work if you replace a press with them, hypothetically. What about Lewis says, what about baths for the guys? I guess you could do that. What do we got? Which doctor says I had the same thing? When I lived in the UK, every time I drank their milk, I got diarrhea. Every single time. But it doesn't happen here. I don't know why. I have no idea. But we're at 55 minutes. I think it's time to go ahead and wind this down. I hope it's been informative. I love all of you guys and gals. I'll give you another forearm shot. And I will talk to you next time.